Okay, this is the watch list for the week of January 23. January 23. First up is MYHI. It's a wheat stock. The whole group has been strong, had big runs the past couple of months, and I think this is about to fall. Hopefully it will have another day or two where it goes up. I would love to see this thing go to a buck, but if it doesn't, I'll be ready. I'm basically looking for this thing to open up green. Let's look at the intraday chart. This is the 60-minute chart. Basically maybe push to this high 60s, low 70 cent area and then fade off from there. And if it takes out the highs, I'll just stop out and hope for that 1+ move. Next up is ESSI. Also, I think is also wheat stock. It's a paid pump. It's the same thing. Basically, I'm looking for preferably a 5 push or higher. I would love to see this thing go to $5.56 the next few days, but I think Monday I will start shorting it. Maybe if it goes green to red or some kind of lower highs or some kind of weakness. NK, I'm just watching it right now, or I'm stalking it. There's nothing here. I'm gonna put it on another watch list. CNX, I tried it on Friday, lost about $2,500. Didn't really crack like I wanted to. Hopefully this thing pushes to 14+. Again, looking for some kind of weakness to short it. CHNO, I was swing shorted here. I covered some. I thought this thing would break down to sub 7. It didn't. Stopped me out here in the high 80s, and I'm looking to get back in. It had a big run from these lows, over 100%, and I'm basically looking to short here in the high 8s and you use this low 9 area as my stop. I think this thing fades back to sub 7. If it doesn't, I'll just take a loss on it. PNAP, I was short on Friday, shorted it here near open. Covered most down here, low 2s, some mid 2s. I kept some, I did not think this thing would bounce back this much. I was actually kind of surprised. I did not think this thing would see $3 again, but it did. And it's actually good because we'll give me another opportunity to short it on Monday. Again, maybe it goes green to red or some kind of weakness. Okay, this was my short watch list. Let's look at the longs. GSD. Not super excited about it, but last time it had a breakout here. Had a big move. About 32%. Pretty good breakout. It's not. I'm not super excited about it. VRX. Also one I'm watching, not super excited about it. I'm probably gonna move these to another watch list. These are not very actionable yet. I'm basically looking for a big green candle with high volume. I did trade it from here to here. I stopped out my last shares here. So I had a pretty decent trade, about 18% on about half of my shares, and then I stopped out on half. EVBG, recent IPO, these things can move. Looking for some kind of breakout to over 19, low 19s area, low mid 19s area with volume. Momo, again, looking for a breakout. Not super excited about it. Hopefully it goes sideways for another 3 to 5 days. PGEN, Golf, recent IPO. Orex, had a nice little run. now been going sideways. Hopefully it can go sideways a few more days, so this 20-day moving average can catch up to the price. And you know, this thing could break, if it breaks out, could break out, go to 455. Very explosive kind of a stock, you know, beaten down. Small cap biotechs have been hot past few months. CRK, oil gas sector, also hugely beaten down stock. Let's look at the weekly chart. You know, this thing was a $149 stock just 2 years ago. And yeah, I think good move. You know, just a year ago, this thing was a $20 stock. So, you know, it already had a nice move, 200% from the lows in August or May, whatever you want to call it. And it's nice and tight, just, you know, riding on these moving averages, resting. You know, volume is low, looks very good. I think this thing has a range expansion of volume. This thing can make a big move. It had made some big moves, you know, 25%, 25%. This thing could easily do 20-30% move. Excel, I'm looking at it. I don't necessarily think it's ready yet. It's getting tight now, but again, I think the 20 and 50 need to catch up a little bit, preferably another 3 to 5 days. Sideways would be ideal. DNR, it is ready. Just needs a range expansion. Very nice tight flag. Looks very, very good. And it's liquid, very liquid. You can very easily do 30, 50, you know, even 100,000 shares on this thing. I probably won't do more than 30, maybe 40. And maybe use up like a 10-cent stop or something like that. We'll see. WTI, another oil and gas. It is a little bit extended. I'm not super excited about it. I did trade it here on this breakout here. Had a pretty decent trade. Sold on way up. Then I got stopped out on some when it started fading back. But I'm looking at it just in case. NGVT. Recent IPO looks good. Just resting on the 50-day, 20-day, 10-day. Everything is getting very tight here. Could have another leg. Not very excited about it since it's already had a few runs. You know, run here, a run here, a run here. But you know, if it can tighten up another couple of days and then break out, I can't just ignore it. X, very good looking, getting tight on the 50-day. Had a big run. The sector has been hot. Steel sector. Steel has been weak for years and years. Here it had a big bull run, mostly due to China. And now the demand may come from the US with the Trump infrastructure investments and things like that. GTLS looks good. Good looking flag chart, a little bit thin, but the 50-day can catch up a few more days would be great. AFI, yeah, looks good. Relatively recent IPO. Again, I think 50-day needs to catch up a little bit more. KNSL, another recent IPO, looks good. ATW had a big run. Again, with these oil and gas names, they all break out at the same time. You know, if it's gonna break out, it's probably gonna break out with all the other oil gas names. And I have a few more. Here's another one. Here's another one. CHNO. Actually, I'm gonna remove it from my watch list. I'm gonna set an alert here. So one of these days, it wants to go another run, I'll be alerted. Looks good. Had a big run a couple of months ago, and it may have just as well break down. You know, these shippers, they were up. They're all near bankruptcy, and another oil and gas, DSAX, another shipper, ran on nothing, just pure momentum. But it can run again. I traded it here on the long side. I did trade it short here and here. Another shipper, just in case the sector gets hot. It's good to have these tickers in head. You see one starting to run, they're all gonna, just a good chance they're all gonna run. This one had a big run, getting tight. Not ready yet necessarily. I think I'll just set an alert for it. IMGN looks good. A Seeking Alpha articles started this run, ran up like 60%. Now it's been going sideways. Hopefully the 20-day will catch up in the next few days and then go another run. Mankind, this is almost definite bankruptcy next within a year or so, I think. But this thing, has been a known almost definite bankruptcy for a while. It doesn't mean it can't run. Here it went up 200%. Here it went up. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I can't see the chart. Too much text. My main monitor, it's much bigger. It's a 32-inch monitor. There's much more space between these text boxes. But this is just a 14-inch monitor, there's no room. Let's see. 100% run here. This has been a known bankruptcy for years and years, and this thing can have big runs. Just gotta be careful with size in case they do something bad overnight. IMGN, wasn't this on this list? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going wrong way. VKTX, oh, okay, it doesn't look as good on this monitor. My other one, APRI, just looking at it, recent momentum stock. Maybe there will be a trade, long, short, I don't know. Palm, same thing. ETRM, mainly on short watch. Hopefully this thing will push over $10 again, and then I'll be looking for weakness. TBIO, same thing. They all run together. If ETRM is the leader, so if ETRM runs, as you can see, TBIO runs, APRI runs, Pulm runs, GLBS, short bias on this one. Okay, that's it.